Go to Miami Herald's Jordan McPherson. He writes an article. The Florida Panthers second round playoff matchup is set. Here is what you need to know. First and foremost, you got to look at how the Panthers and the Maple Leafs advance. The Panthers, the last team to start the playoffs, Vlad, one of the first teams to get out of the first round. That gentleman's sweep, although it doesn't seem like a lot, those extra days of rest for a team that has played a lot of hockey. Not just regular season, not just postseason, but remember, we did the Four Nations face-off. A lot of our players played. An extra day or two of rest is something very special. I actually talked to Doug Plagans. He goes, it's not a surprise that every year the team that wins the Stanley Cup has one of those series that is only 4 or 5 games. Those extra days make a big difference. The Panthers in 5. Maple Leafs, it took them 6 games against the Montreal Canadiens. It's an extra game or two right there. Panthers, the more rest, the better. So feeling good about this, Vlad, with a little bit of extra rest and trying to get everybody healthy. And, of course, we already know they're gelling together so well, so well. These guys are just consummate professionals. Very excited for that. Also, how did the regular season series between the Panthers and the Maple Leafs unfold? Well, Florida went 3-1-0 in the 4 games against the Maple Leafs during the regular season. The Panthers won 5-1 November 27th, 3-2 March 13th, 3-1 April 8th, and they lost 3-2 on April 2nd. So Panthers failed well in the regular season. Honestly, though, Vlad, if the roles were reversed, I wouldn't be nervous as a Panthers fan. This is the playoff Panthers. This isn't the regular season Panthers. You got to trust in these guys. Am I being half glass full or am I being pretty honest?
They're the champ, so you could be feel that way. That's not you capping. You're not capping if you feel like that. But it's hockey, though. There's one postseason that I'm always afraid of is hockey postseason.
And you're right. Don't get too confident. Just because you look really good against the Tampa Bay Lightning doesn't mean you're going to come out and be gangbusters the rest of the playoffs. You could come out and look absolutely terrible these next 2 games.
What's his name? Vasilevsky? Whatever, right? Whatever.
Our guy Mike at Funky Buddha heard you say that, and he was like, it's on. He's a big Tampa Bay fan. He goes, you better get ready, Vlad. I was like, oh, well, 5-1. We gentlemen swept him. Okay.
He told me that.
He goes, Vlad says Vasilevsky. He's like, it's on now.
Well, whatever, What's up?
Vasilevsky.
Yeah, that guy.
Great goaltender.
He is a great goaltender, but you don't know what the Maple Leaf goaltender could be better than him in this series. So then, therefore, and it's a former Panther.
It is true.
You know what I mean? Like, if he plays a great series,
he stands on his head. There's nothing you can do.
And Austin Matthews and them boys play very well. Like they got guys.
And they won the Atlantic Division.
So, but they are the Maple Leafs, so their history always.
So we're 3-1-0 during the regular season against them. Let's talk about that playoff history. Florida and Toronto have only met once in the Stanley Cup playoffs. We all remember that. A gentleman's sweep of them back in the 2023 playoffs. The weight of Canada seems to be on the on the Maple Leafs shoulders, and we are ready to end.
See, I think the Panthers got mind control over the Maple Leafs.
I really do think they do also.
Yeah, so I like if they lose game 1, I think it'll be a very momentum changing because then game 2 they go down 2-0 like the Lightning did. They can't feel like they can win 4 out of 5, even though they can. It is hockey, but to go win 4 out of 5 against that team, against that head coach, against that goalie, I don't think so. So I think the Panthers can easily split in Toronto.
And honestly, let's, I'm a confident, not so much cocky Panthers fan, a confident Panthers fan. If you can split in Toronto, that's really that's great. Don't get too confident and say, oh, we're going to take 2 like we took 2 from the Lightning. Let's just be honest. If you split, you're good. Now, who are some of the players to watch? Well, you got to watch that Panthers third line. We're talking about Anton Lundell, Eetu Lestadian, Brad Marchand. These are the guys that basically single-handed ended all Tampa Bay Lightning's hopes. A 5-minute, Vlad, 5-minute penalty kill. The odds of that 5-minute penalty kill, I think it's like 2%, not letting a goal go through. They didn't even barely get a shot. That third line is fantastic. Of course, Seth Jones has really come into his own. We made the trade for him. He has paid great dividends in these playoffs, and it's glad to see him really fitting in with this Panthers team. Of course, Vlad, who's the one guy you always got to watch for the Panthers when it's playoff time?
19.
Sergei Bobrovsky.
Oh, well, I mean, him too. I'm always looking at 19. because Kachuk is he's the heartbeat of this team. Like you saw when he scored those 2 power play goals in game 1 against the Lightning after being gone for 25 games and then always being in the mix of some type of fracas.
Right.
He's always in the mid. Like that's the guy. That's the guy.
And on the other side, you got to keep an eye on their goaltender, who's a former Panther, Anthony Stolars, who we know is pretty good. Pretty good. So
I'm not worried about that.
Got to get ahead. Don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. I feel good whenever the Panthers play anybody in the playoffs. Never going to be a walk in the park, but I always feel good. I think they're the better team. I think they're the more experienced team. I think they're a superior team to everyone. If they were to beat Toronto, they get the winner of the Washington Capitals, with the number 1 overall seed in the East, and the Carolina Hurricanes, who we know we have mind control over them. So, get ready for some fun.
I don't want to play Carolina.
You don't want to play Carolina? Oh, man, we got this. We got this. Jordan McPherson also wrote an article, 3 keys to the Panthers' second-round playoff series against the Maple Leafs. We're going to go through these keys. Continue to excel on the road. You and I have talked about this just a couple of seconds ago, Vlad. You split 1-1 on the road to start the series in Toronto against a very formidable opponent. You got to feel good because you're coming back home. You've been great. You're one of the great playoff teams in NHL history on the road. This team has been just excelling on the road. Of course, they're 3-0 against the Lightning. All 3 of those road games, Vlad, no Aaron Ekblad. So you have to have the confidence that you can go into Toronto, sans Aaron Ekblad, who's not going to be playing because he's still serving that suspension for 2 games, not 1, but 2. The Lightning got suspended 1 game for a dirty hit.
I mean,
we get 2.
Listen, Ekblad is a good player, but we're not making him Brian Leach over here.
Yeah.
Like, what I'm saying? Like, let's relax. But yes, it was good to have him back. He did score a goal, even though technically he should have been in the game to score the goal. But nonetheless, they played without him for the last 25 games of the year. They played the first 2 games without him. They can play game 1 without him. I'm not worried. The guy that's been playing very good is Seth Jones to me.
I've been so proud of Seth Jones, man. I'm so happy for him.
So that line right there, and Marchand showing his veteran, his championship medal. He's been great. Everybody's questioning, hey, can we trust this guy? He was in the op. Yeah, you know what? Guys like that, when they see a Stanley Cup within sight, they don't care what team they're playing for. They're just they want to win. And you have to have respect for your ops, especially if you see them over and over. See, I don't think the Panthers have respect for the Maple Leafs.
I don't think the Panthers really care about anybody but themselves.
I think they have respect for teams.
Real quick, I accidentally said that this.
Yeah. I know you said
Ottawa Senators.
Ottawa. It was
that was playing the Toronto Maple Leafs. They got the Ottawa Senators 4-2. Got it.
Yeah. Ottawa. Yeah.
We were hoping for a Kachuk brothers battle. Someone said, I wish the Ottawa would have won so that the Kachuk brothers, right when they dropped the puck in game 1, would start fighting. I'm like, I don't think they're going to fight each other on the ice, man. But nonetheless.
That would be funny if they did.
I mean, that's what you call gaming.
And out of nowhere, here comes Mama Kachuk. Would you boys stop?
Matthew Kachuk goes in the locker room. Guys, I got this. Don't worry about it. Yeah, the mom and dad come out.
No, I mean, no, Keith ain't gonna do that. I think Keith will be like, those are boys. Boys being boys.
Boy.
Yeah, but Mama Kachuk, Mama Kachuk might come down and beat up the official just for allowing her boys to fight. But anyway, Toronto, Florida, I got the Panthers in 6.
I do too. I got that. So another thing is win on special teams. We know the special teams for the Florida Panthers has been fantastic. Those penalty kills have been
but they
great.
also are a team that love to give up shorthand goals, and you don't want to do that against this team.
Yeah, it's going to be, there's no easy walks in the park now, but especially now as you get deeper and deeper in the playoffs, it is going to get tougher and tougher, and your margin for error gets slimmer and slimmer.
But he did make a great point. A team like this, in the article, McPherson, he said he did make a great point saying that the rest team that started late and then ended early is great for them because they've had if you look at their past 3 seasons, this team has traveled. This team has played a lot of games. So, and they're an older team. So yeah, every day off that they can get is vital for them right now.
Yeah, rest is pinnacle of what you need to do. There is not going to be that much rust. We're not worried about that. This team is a veteran team, and also
you can get rust, but but the rest is better.
Sure didn't look like any rust in that last series. Whew,
Well,
man.
they did it. In all honesty, they did it to bless Tampa because Tampa played the last game of the season on
That's
that Thursday.
true.
Panthers' last game of the season was against Tampa
On Tuesday.
on
Monday.
Tuesday.
Was it Monday or Tuesday?
It was Tuesday because they played the Rangers on that Monday.
Okay. Yeah.
So they played on that Tuesday. So think about it. Their last games, if you look at the Panthers' last maybe 7 games, they haven't left the state of Florida.
Nope. They have not. Man, everything just keeps lining up. And of course, they got to take advantage of their depth. And this team, to me, Florida Panthers are the deepest team.
And that's why they beat the Lightning, because the Lightning was only good for 2 lines. Panthers had 3rd. They're just deep. They can just give you 3 lines over and over, and that just boom, boom, boom. So a lot of pressure.
So I hate to say this. So we're going Panthers in 6.
Yes.
But hopefully they'll prove us wrong.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully he's in 4. I don't care.
I don't care.
Bro, I don't care. I don't like when people predict games, to be quite honest with you. We can do it because we're media. I don't like when athletes do it. Because that means,
no, don't do it as an athlete.
Wait. Oh, wait. So you're expecting to lose? Oh, I think this is going to be a 7-game series. Oh, so you're expecting to lose 3 games. No, what I like to say, I like my team to be the first of 4. I don't care how many games it takes, but I hope my team's the first of 4.
We're going to find a way to be the first of 4.
That's
all
it.
You got to say.
That's all you need to say.
You got to say. All I got to say is Cats in 6. Prove me wrong, Cats. Prove me wrong.